Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to talk about section 5.2, solving linear systems by substitution. So what we'll see right here on number 1 is that we have a system of linear equations just like we were dealing with in section 5.1. Now, in section 5.1, what we would have done is graphed this and looked for the place where the two lines intersect. And this is still something we could do. We've got our first equation right here in slope-intercept form, and we've got our second equation right here in standard form. We could change this equation into slope-intercept form and then graph it, but what if we want to do it without graphing? So that's what we're going to talk about today. So what I've done here is I've just copied down the two equations right here. I'm using different colors, and the different colors are going to be very useful today as we do substitution. Now remember, substitution means that we're going to take one item and replace it with another item that's the same thing. Excuse me. Right here in this red equation, I see y is equal to x minus 1. We remember equals means they're the exact same thing. So y is the same thing as x minus 1. Substitution means anywhere that I see a y, I can change it into an x minus 1. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to take this y that I see in the blue equation and I'm going to substitute it with x minus 1. The way that's going to look is I will have 5x plus 3, and then right there where the y is, I'm going to change it to x minus 1, and then we'll finish it up with the negative 11. Now what we see we've done right here is we started off with this red equation that has two different variables. Two different variables means infinite solutions. This one right here, the blue one, also has two variables that's also infinite solutions. So I have infinite solutions, but when I put them together with substitution, now I only have one variable, which means only one solution. So I can go ahead and start solving this. I'm going to have 5x plus 3 x minus 3, using the distributive property right there, equals negative 11. And then combining like terms, we get 8x minus 3 equals negative 11. Add 3 to both sides. 8x is equal to negative 8. And then we'll just divide by 8 and get x is equal to negative 1. Now at this point we've solved for x. We still do have to figure out what y is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way back up to the top to these two equations, and I'm just going to pick whichever one I like. Now I see this one right here, the red one, looks really easy. So I'm going to take this red equation and I'm going to use substitution again, except now I know that x is equal to negative 1, so I'm going to change this equation using substitution. Y is equal to negative 1 minus 1. Solving that is just combining like terms, and I get y is equal to negative 2. And now that I have my two answers, I'm going to say my final solution is x always goes first, negative 1, and then y goes second, negative 2. And that is my final solution. Just remind you, I'm getting that from there and from right there. Solution. And that is how we solve by substitution.